And as baseball season is coming to an end, we have a new way to embrace the Redlegs. A national sports columnist is out with a new book spotlighting the Big Red Machine. This morning, author Terence joins us on Zoom for a sneak peek. Of course, the 50th anniversary of the Big Red Machine. Good to see you, Terence. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing quite well. Thank you very much.
So you grew up here in Cincinnati. I know you live down south now, but what are some of your memories, or maybe a big memory about the Big Red Machine? Were you just a kid when they were playing?
Yeah, you know what, Sheila? There's this old saying that you should never meet your sports heroes. And I did that and more because, I grew up as a diehard Big Red Machine fan, as you say, right there in Mount Healthy. We moved there from South Bend, Indiana when I was 12 years old in '68, the first year of the Big Red Machine. So, Sheila, I went from that to going to school up the road there at Miami University. And a week after graduating in May of '78, working for the Cincinnati Enquirer, dealing with these guys up close and personal. And I want to tell you something. It was a surreal experience, starting with my all-time favorite player, Pete Rose, who was absolutely fantastic with me, not only through the years, but through the decades.
That's incredible. You know what? I've had that same feeling sometimes myself, Terence, because I've interviewed Johnny Bench and Pete Rose, and I was just a little kid in Sydney, Ohio when they were playing. So the book is called My Big Red Machine: The Tales, Drama, and Revelations of a Fan-Turned-Journalist Covering Baseball's Greatest Team. What went into writing this? I mean, you had to do did you keep a diary when you were working and covering these guys? How did you remember all of it?
You know what? Being a spiritual person, there's no such thing as coincidence. And there's all these different things that kind of fell into my lap. And I'll just give you one example. It's George Foster. And I was talking to George Foster one day, and I continued a great relationship with these guys through the years. And we're just talking about the 1975 World Series, okay? The one you're showing right there. And the famous Game 6 when Carlton Fisk hits the home run to win it for the Boston Red Sox in the 12th inning. Just a horrific time for us Reds fans. And I asked George Foster, I said, what happened to the ball? Do you know what happened to that home run ball? And George Foster told me, just matter of factly, he said he just picked it up and took it home.
What?
And forgot about it. And then he said that it was years later, around 2000 or so, he just gave the ball away to somebody who wanted a souvenir, okay? And that ball right now is worth $500,000 or more. So it was little things like that just kept popping up. And another quick thing that I'll tell you, Bob Howsam, who was the architect of that Big Red Machine, was a guy that didn't really reveal a lot to the media. And just by happenstance, I talked to him near the end of his life when he was 88 about another matter. And he just told me all these great stories about what went on with that team. And including one of the things I thought was just so fascinating, I was asking him about the Tony Perez trade. A lot of people remember that back in 1976. And he talked about how that was the worst decision of his life. Bob Howsam, he said he wished if he had to do it all over again, he would have had Tony Perez and Dan Dreesen, the guy who replaced him, just fight it out and let the best man win. So there's all kind of stories like that in this book.
That's incredible. And I know Marty Brennaman wrote the foreword, and he said there are things in the book that he didn't know. But I want to ask you before I have to wrap it up, do you have a feeling about how this season is going to end with the Reds?
Yeah, the way they're playing as of late, you got to be kind of encouraged with that game last night. Hey, 2 games out, anything can happen in a baseball season. So if nothing else, you look at with the youth on this team, the future looks like it's bright, and particularly they got the right manager in charge.
I think so, too. We all love Tito. And Tito, we trust. Terence, thank you so much for joining us today. It's called My Big Red Machine, and you can order yours. You can pre-order now at mybigredmachine.com. It's been a pleasure, just a pleasure.
Thank you.